Hey, how's it going? This is Kyle from the North Star Trader YouTube channel. Um, Today is just a stay at home, get stuff done kind of day. Um, I've got my 8-year-old daughter. She is homesick, so there's gonna be a little background noise as I work today, which is why I have noise canceling headphones. A definite must if you work from home and you have kids. Um, Yeah, as I said, it's just going to be another listing day. I got a lot done yesterday. I listed 55 items. 43 of them went live, and another 12 got, I guess, listed into backstock. So as soon as the game ahead of it sells, I can just take the pictures and within about 20 seconds have another listing ready to go. Anyway, so 55 items listed yesterday. I'm hoping to do the same today. I don't know if you can see, I've got quite a list, or quite of a stack of games here already. Plus, I've still got toys I can list. I've got game pieces I can list. So I've got plenty to list. And yeah, so we had a great day yesterday. Outside of listing, the actual sales were really good. I'm going to get those numbers done here in a second. I do that every day. I go through our previous day numbers and put it into my spreadsheet. I know a lot of people do that on a weekly or a monthly basis. I like to do it every day. I just like to have a good idea of where we're at as we go. And I find that if I do it every day, it actually doesn't take very long. It takes me about 10 to 15 minutes just to pull the reports and add them to the spreadsheet. And then I can actually do some analysis, which I don't do a lot, but it's just kind of nice to see. I do a lot of, I look at our 30-day averages a lot, just to kind of see how we're progressing. The day-to-day doesn't really make sense to me to look at, but when I look at, how have we been doing over the last 30 days on average? I like averages. Where are we trending? Are we trending in the right direction? So that's what I'm going to do right now. In a few minutes, I will have yesterday's numbers, and then also today is I'm going to go over last week's numbers to kind of show you how we did last week. We ended really strong, so I'm anxious to pull the numbers and see exactly how we did. All right, before I get into the numbers for today, I did want to kind of show what I've been talking about with this new backstock plan. So basically what happens is, even if it's something we already have listed, a specific game, I still go ahead and take the photos of the next game. No, that's not making any sense. Let me start over. So for our backstock games, we sell the same games over and over and over and over again. In the example I'm going to use here in a second, we sold a Scrutinize game yesterday, and I already had one with photos taken. Here, I'll show you what I mean. So here's the Scrutinize that sold yesterday. Here's my spreadsheet that shows you what we have in backstock. Here's the Scrutinize, and over here is the part number I gave the one that I put in backstock. I already have photos for it. So I'm going to go to this is the folder that has all the photos for the backstock games. So I'm going to go to Scrutinize. And there's all my photos for a game that I've already photoed and inventoried. And then I'm just going to go back over here and sell similar. Let's see if I can do that with two hands. Delete those photos. Grab my new photos, drag them over here. So this game, I took photos a couple days ago for it, and I bagged it, and I inventoried it, gave it a part number, which we'll update here. It's already in the garage, waiting to be sold. All my item specifics are the same, my condition is the same. It's literally the same listing. My price is where I want it to be. I've been lowering my ad rates, my promoted listings. Been doing about 6% lately. And that's it. You can see that the listing's already done. And like I said, it's already in the garage, ready to be sold. So that's it. That's how I'm doing backstock now. And it is a game changer for us because we will no longer have games just sitting here that are ready to be listed with no plan for them. This way we get everything into our inventory system, and I was already recording everything on that spreadsheet. Now instead of just putting a quantity in the spreadsheet, I'm putting the part numbers that are attached to those games, and I'm taking the photos like I would normally list, and then just putting them in a folder. And when that game when that time is up for that game, I grab the photos, sell similar, and there you go. Hi, honey. My daughter made me breakfast. To counter the last thing I was just talking about with the backstock, I'll show you what we were doing and how the new process helps. So I'll show you the spreadsheet again. So before, I was just keeping track how many we had in the office here, how many we have downstairs on racks, and this is a racking and shelving system, numerical system. So yeah, let's say we sold this Candyland 2001. I would say, okay, we have one in the office. I'd go grab it. I'd make a list of all the games that I needed to pull, and then I would do that. Or if I was listing and I came across a game that needed to go to backstock, I would set it aside. I would put it in the office. I'd add it to the spreadsheet, or I'd bring it downstairs. I'd add it to a shelf, mark which shelf I put it on, and then add that to the spreadsheet. It just I felt like I was handling these games way too much, trying to inventory them. And then I realized we have an inventory system, and why not just use that? So now I don't have to do any of that. Like I showed you just a few seconds ago, I just have to create a folder. I have to take my pictures like I normally do, give it a part number like I normally do, bag it and inventory it out in the garage like I normally do, and then just keep a folder with the pictures. And then when it's time to list it, I literally just sell similar off the one that sold and add my new photos, and there I go. It's already bagged and out in the garage, ready to be shipped when it sells. So hopefully that all makes sense. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Yeah, so all right. I still haven't gotten the number. I'm in the process of the numbers. As you can see, the working from home, and I love my children, but it can be a little hard sometimes to get things done when they're home. Anyway, I'll check back in a few seconds with yesterday's numbers and last week's numbers. Go ahead.
May I collect your fluff?
Yes, it was delicious. I will have to come back here again. Thank you so much.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right, the numbers are in for yesterday. Like I said, we had a really good day. Last 3 days have been really good. Yesterday we did $912 in sales, and that's across both eBay stores. We sold 17 board games / toy sets, 8 game pieces / loose toys, and 3 seasonal items. So yeah, that was good. I photographed 55 items and launched 43 of them. So that means 43 got actually listed live, and then 12 I basically took the photos and put them on the computer for backstock, so they're easy listings in the future. So yeah, so yesterday was a good day. I'm gonna try to keep, especially during Q4 here, try to do daily sales numbers, because kind of keeps me on track. As for last week, we had our numbers were up. It was kind of average up until about Thursday, and then things really took off. And I'm obviously guessing it's because of Thanksgiving coming up. We did $3,872 in sales. I think last week we were around 3,200 or so. Maybe 33. But anyway, it'd be really nice if we can get up over 4,000 for the week, and even hit possibly 5,000. We sold 113 board games / toy sets. The majority of them are board games, but there were a few toy sets in there. Same thing with the game pieces. We sold 46 game pieces, but I do think a few of those were some of the loose toys that I've been listing. And then we sold 7 seasonal items, so that stuff has really been selling. I think we're up to 50. I've listed 57 items on that second store since August, and as of this morning, 25 of them is sold. So things are looking pretty nice on that store, and the ASP on that store is a little bit higher, so that's kind of nice. It does require a little more in the shipping process because they're breakable. Most of them are breakable things. But it's definitely making up when you're talking about the ASP and the overall profit. But anyway, yeah, it was a good week, good weekend especially, and even yesterday and today, I'm already seeing that those sales numbers are continuing through. And as long as I keep listing, I think we'll keep hitting these numbers, which is really nice. All right. Also, with a really good sales week, we had some really good sales. So first off, I'm gonna scoot over so I can actually put a nice thing right by here. Probably the biggest thing for us this past week was a 10 game sale. It ended up getting to $183 plus shipping. So that was a pretty good sale. They've purchased from us before. They were a repeat buyer. So that was a nice sale, and they kind of cleared out some of our older inventory, which was nice. Then we also sold an APBA Baseball 1996. It had the complete 95 season. This is one of those stat board games that I've shown in some of my thrifting videos. APBA is one of the brands. Also, Stratomatic is another brand, and then Avalon Hill also did some back in like the 70s and 80s. They have some of their own stat games. Those always do well, especially if there's a lot of stat cards in the boxes. And like I said, this one had the complete 95 season. It was a baseball one, and that went for $85 plus shipping. The next one was the farming game. This is the vintage version of the first version. They have had other versions come out. They've had a couple junior versions and a couple more updated versions. Those do okay, but this old one that you'll see here, that one we always did well on Amazon, and once we shifted that to eBay, it's still selling. We got $60 plus shipping for that one, and I actually had another one waiting in backstock, so I've got another one listed already. So that's kind of nice. And then next is Masterpiece. I talk about this a lot, the game Masterpiece. We sold this one for $60 plus shipping, and this was the 1970 edition. There are like four or five editions throughout like the 70s, 80s, and 90s. And they all sell well for good money. I always pick them up, and I suppose right now would be a good time to make the caveat that if you're going to sell board games, you really need to be invested in board games, because the main reason that we can sell these on a regular basis is because we have the pieces for them, because we've purchased them so many times in the past, because we have purchased ones that were missing pieces. That is why we're able to continue buying these. If you were just to try to add board games into your mix of things that you sell, it might get a little frustrating. So I just want to point that out, that part of the reason we can do what we do is because we have thousands and thousands and thousands of game pieces stocked up from when we started. So that really is what makes this possible. Next on the list is a play set. It's Disney Pixar Cars. This one went for $60, and it was actually missing some things. It was like missing the stickers and a couple pieces, but it had the main stuff. And I've talked about this before, but Disney Pixar Cars, in the toy world, it's very popular. Not everything is worth a ton, but a lot of it is worth picking up for the usually the price you can get it. So whenever I see Disney Pixar, whether it's a game or whether it's a play set or even just the cars, something like that, I look them up because some of them are highly sought after. And this one went for $60, so that was kind of nice. And then last but not least was a Doodle Dice Deluxe game. I mentioned this in I think my last thrifting video. Doodle Dice. I don't think people really know about it, other than the people who are looking to buy it. But it's one of those games where the producer is not in business anymore. They got bought out by someone else, and so the game's not being made. And I always pick them up at thrift stores. They tend to be like $2 or $3. They just aren't priced very high at thrift stores. And for the regular version, we typically get about $30 to $35 for, plus shipping. And the deluxe one, I list at $59 whenever we get it. This one, I took an offer for $51. So not a bad deal. I think we paid $5 for this, for the deluxe one. It comes in a tin, and it's got some extra cards. But yeah, so Doodle Dice. If you see any Doodle Dice out there, get them. There's not a whole lot to it. It's just 6 special dice plus a cup. That's all there. Oh, and some cards. There's a stack of cards. That's all there is to it. But again, with the games, be prepared for missing pieces, because that's definitely a big reason why we excel at selling board games, is because we have so many game pieces, because we've been doing this for long enough that we've built up quite the stock of game pieces. So anyway, so those are the highlights of our sales last week. Like I said, it was a good week. It was a fun week. I'm hoping to repeat that this week, and so far it's already looking like that. So yeah. So now I gotta get some listings done. I haven't gotten anything done on the listing side, so that's what I'm gonna focus on right now. And I'll check in later once I'm done with that. All right, it is about 5:30 right now. We're gonna be having dinner soon. My 2 oldest daughters are off at dance classes. My 8-year-old is here with me, and my wife is picking up our 2-year-old daughter from Grandma's house, and they'll be home soon, and then we'll have a little dinner. But I just wanted to catch you up on what I've been doing. I think my listing total is probably around 40, maybe 45, and that's including ones that I've just photographed and put into backstock. So I think my actual listing total is 30 for the day, which is my goal. But I still have a lot of games from yesterday that need to be bagged. So that's actually what I'm going to be doing right now, and I can kind of show you all the stuff I got to bag here tonight. It's quite a bit. Starts there, all the way down. It's the seasonal Christmas Village stuff. More games, more games, more games, more games. And ends over there. So yeah, so quite a few games to bag. That's pretty much what I'm going to be doing tonight. I've got to get all those bagged. Hopefully I can still, I'd like to get some game pieces listed as well, because we're a little behind on those. But yeah, another good sales day. I'll see you in a few seconds after I get all this done. It's probably going to be a little bit later after dinner. But hopefully I've got all this done, and all I need to do then is list some game pieces, and that'll be my day today.